Hey everybody, welcome to episode 3 of the Transformation. I really appreciate you guys being here. This is a little mini series that I thought of making where I just talk about changing and making your life different than what it was before. Because no matter how big or how small, no matter how soon or how in the past the mistake was, you can always learn from it. And I wanted to talk real quick about learning from mistakes and not letting your mistakes define you. And I just did a Google search. I typed in quotes about not letting your mistakes define you. And if I can remember, I will put these up on the screen. But if you're watching on YouTube, but the first quote that popped up says, "Everyone makes mistakes in life, but that doesn't mean they have to pay for them the rest of their life. Sometimes good people make bad choices. It does not mean they are bad. It means they're human." And when I read that, it's like, oh my gosh, I needed to hear that because it's true. Good people can constantly make bad choices, bad decisions. They can let their thoughts get awry. They can give into temptation. They can give into whatever their disabilities are. It doesn't matter. There are a plethora of reasons why we may give in, and we need to remember that, you know, like Larry Lawton says, he doesn't believe in bad people, just bad choices. And we all make bad choices. It's just a part of life, but we have to learn from them. Quote number 2 says, give yourself a break. Stop beating yourself up. Everyone makes mistakes, has setbacks and failures. You do not come with a book on how to get it right all the time. You will fail sometimes, not because you planned to, but simply because you're human. Failure is a part of creating a great life. Les Brown. And I think that is super true. That's so important because I have a habit of beating myself up over every little thing and over every major thing. I need to remember that I cannot change what I did in the past. I can't. Just like you can't change what you did in the past. It's not possible. But we can change how we go about things in the future. We can change how we deal with things in the future. We do not have to stay in the same rut. And even though people may want to pull you back into the same old ditch that you were in before, they may want to put you on this pedestal of you're forever a bad person because you did X, Y, and Z. No matter how big or how small it is, you don't have to be defined by that. You are human as long as you realize that you make mistakes. I think it's like Alcoholics Anonymous that says you have to realize that you have a problem, and then you have to learn that you have a problem, and you have to learn from it. Then you can be a better person. And then this quote I absolutely love: "Your mistakes don't define you. Your character." And then I love this: "Your mistakes don't define your character. It's what you do after you have made the mistake that makes all the difference." And that's just a beautiful thing to listen to. It's just one of those things that you have to learn that you're human, you make mistakes, you can make bad choices in life, but do not let that define your character. You cannot do that. That's not acceptable. That's not a good thing at all. And as long as you remember that, as long as you remember that, hey, you're going to screw up, then you can better yourself big time. I have learning disabilities and I have to have things said to me over and over and over again before I get it right, or before I can learn that something's either right or wrong. And that goes with when I was in college, that goes with, learning in church, that goes with a lot of things. And you know what? You just got to learn that you're human and you will make mistakes, but just learn from them. And this final quote I want to talk about: "We all make mistakes, have struggle, and even regret things in our past. But you are not your mistake. You are not your struggle, and you are here now with the power to shape your day and your future." Steve Marhol, or I don't know what that last name is, but it's true. I'm not defined by my mistakes, and I refuse to be defined by my mistakes. I am a human being who screws up. I think my favorite line in any movie was from Cheaper by the Dozen 2, where it was either Cheaper by the Dozen or Cheaper by the Dozen 2, where I think it was 2, where the kids were called screw ups, and Steve Martin said, "My kids screwed up. They are not screw ups." I think that's a very important thing, and I think that is something that, you know, you screwed up, but you are not a screw up. Don't let people say that you're a screw up, you know? You're better than that. And as long as you're learning, and as long as you're willing to change, then that's all that matters. You owe nothing to anybody but God and yourself. And that's exactly what I'm doing. Thank you so much for listening to this. I really appreciate you all. And I pray that you guys can. I'm just going to say this simple prayer. I pray that you all find peace. I pray that you all find that you can learn from your mistakes and that your screw ups don't define you. This is Gabe of Happy Blobfish Productions signing off saying take care and God bless.